Hare Krishna. Mm. Mhm. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवदुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णे स्वदामोपगते धर्मज्ञानाद्भिः सह कलौ नष्टदृशामेषा पुराणार्को अधुनोदितः श्रीमद्भागवतं पुराणममलं यद् वैष्णवानां प्रियं यस्मिन् पारमहंस्यम् एकम् अमलं ज्ञानं परं गीयते तत्र ज्ञानविराग भक्तिर्सहितं नैष्कर्म्यम् आविष्कृतं तच्छृण्वन् सुपठन् विचारणपरो भक्त्या विमुच्य नरः सर्ववेदान्तसारं हि श्रीभागवतमिष्यते तद्रसामृतं तृप्तस्य नान्यत्र स्यादति क्वचेत् य एतत् नित्यं यामक्षणमनन्यदेहे श्लोकम् एकं तदर्थं वा पादं पादार्थम् एव वा श्रद्धवान् यो अनुशृणुयात् पुनाति आत्मानम् एव सः कृष्णतुल्य भागवत विभु सर्व आश्रया प्रति श्लोके प्रति अक्षरे नाना अर्थकया प्रेममय भागवत कृष्णेर श्रियंग ताहते ताहते कहेना यथा गोप्य कृष्णेरांगा आदि मध्य आंत्ये भागवते एकया विष्णु भक्ति नित्य सिद्ध अक्षय अव्यया भागवत शास्त्रे से भक्तिर तत्व कहे तेनी भागवत समा को नो शास्त्र न है। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 2, from verse 50. Okay, we are there. Hare Krishna, by the way, everyone. I'm going to share the screen shortly. लुब्धको विपिने कश्चिन् पक्षिणां निर्मितोऽन्तकः वितत्य जालं विददे तत्र तत्र प्रलोभयन्. There was once a hunter who lured birds with food and captured them after spreading a net. He lived as if appointed by death, personified as the killer of the birds. कुलिङ्गि मिथुनं तत्र विचरन् समदृश्यत तयो कुलिङ्गी सहसा लुब्धकेन प्रलोभिता. While wandering in the forest, the hunter saw a pair of kulinga birds. Of the two, the female was captivated by the hunter's lure. सा सज्जतसिचस्तन्त्र्यां महिष्यकाला यन्त्रिता कुलिङ्गस्तां तथापन्नां निरीक्ष्य वृषा दुःखितः स्नेहाद् अकल्पः कृपणां पर्यदेवता यत् पर्यदेवयत्. O queens of Suija, the male Kulinga bird, seeing his wife put into the greatest danger in the grip of Providence, became very unhappy. Because of affection, the poor bird, being unable to release her, began to lament for his wife. Aho aguruno deva striya karunaya vibho kripanam mam anusochanta dinaya kim karishyati. Alas, how merciless is Providence! My wife, unable to be helped by anyone, is in such an awkward position and lamenting for me. What will Providence gain by taking away this poor bird? What will be the profit? Kamam niyatumam devaha kim ardhenatmano hime dinena jivata dukkham anena vidurayusha. If unkind Providence takes away my wife, who is half my body, why should he not take me also? What is the use of my living with half of my body, bereaved by loss of my wife? What shall I gain in this way? कथं त्व अजातपक्षां तान् मातृहीनान् बिभर्मि अहं मन्दभाग्या प्रतीक्षन्ते नीढे मे मातरं प्रजाः. The unfortunate baby birds, bereft of their mother, are waiting in the nest for her to feed them. They are still very small and have not yet grown their wings. How shall I be able to maintain them? एवं कुलिङ्गं विलपन्तं दारात् प्रिया वियोगातुरम् अश्रुकन्ठं स एव तं शाकुनिकः सरेण विव्याधकाला प्रहितो विलीनः. Because of the loss of his wife, the Kulinga bird lamented with tears in his eyes. Meanwhile, following the dictations of mature time, the hunter, who was very carefully hidden in the distance, released his arrow, which pierced the body of the Kulinga bird and killed him. Evam yoyam apasyantia atmapayaam abuddhayaha nainam prapsyata sochantyaha patim varsha sater api. Thus Yamaraj, in the disguise of a small boy, told all the queens, "You are all so foolish that you lament, but do not see your own death. Afflicted by a poor fund of knowledge, you do not know that even if you lament for your dead husband for hundreds of years, you will never get him back alive, and in the meantime, your lives will be finished." श्रीहिरण्यकशिपुरुवाच बाल एवं प्रवदति सर्वे विस्मिता चेतसः ज्ञातयो मेनिरे सर्वम् अनित्यम् ayatotitam. Hiranyakashipu said, while Yamaraj, in the form of a small boy, was instructing all the relatives surrounding the dead body of Sayugya, everyone was struck with wonder by his philosophical words. They could understand that everything material is temporary, not continuing to exist. Yama etad ubakhyaya tatrevantara diyata jnatayo hi suyajnasya chakrurya samparayikam. After instructing all the foolish relatives of Saigya, Yamaraj in the form of a boy disappeared from their vision. Then the relatives of King Saigya performed the ritualistic funeral ceremonies. Ata sochatah mayuyam param cha atmanam eva va ka atma kah paro vatra sviya parakya eva va swaparabhiniveshana nirvishena vinajnanena dehinam. Therefore, none of you should be aggrieved for the loss of the body, whether your own or those of others. Only in ignorance does one make bodily distinctions, thinking, "Who am I? Who are the others? What is mine? What is for others?" Shri Narada Uvacha iti Daityapatirvakyam ditir akarnya sasnusha putra shokam kshanat tyakta tatve chittam adharayat. Sri Narad Muni continued. Diti, the mother of Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, heard the instructions of Hiranyakashipu along with her daughter-in-law Rushabhanu, Hiranyaksha's wife. She then forgot her grief over her son's death and thus engaged her mind and attention in understanding the real philosophy of life. Hare Krishna. So this way we come to the end of Hiranyakashipu Gita. See, though he is fully absorbed in the mode of passion because he always want comfort, he always wanted that everyone respect him, he always wanted everyone worship him. That was his level. Of course, we will also read later the greatness of Hiranyakashipu when he goes to do tapasya to become all powerful, immortal. But here we can already see his level of intellect, where he is giving the philosophy to his mother and to his sister-in-law, who lost a husband. Yeah, Hiranyaksha was killed by Lord Vishnu in the form of Varaha Swami, and this was unbearable. Of course, Hiranyakashipu also, it was too much for him. How can, when he is there, that his brother can be killed? But nevertheless, he was steady, he was strong, and then to calm down his own relatives so that Hiranyaksha's body can be, yeah, cremated, yeah, or go through the funeral rites. He said all these things, which are, yeah, truth. Yeah, definitely there is a lot of truth in it because he's telling about the nature of the body, nature of the soul, and he is giving analogies, allegories. Yeah, very nicely put. In fact, he's telling to his relatives that, yeah. So to console his relatives, he started speaking. You know what? We should definitely perform this death because don't lament. Lamenting for the body is worthless. In fact, Krishna is saying that philosophy. Hiranyakashipu is also saying the philosophy that this body is temporary. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, what is that? Um, Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatra na muhyati. This body is undergoing this transformation, and Dhira, who is stable and steady, he doesn't lament for Dhiras Tatra na muhyati. He is not lamenting for what is lost. Why? Because the lost is only the body. Hmm? And he's saying there is always this amount of separation. Separation is inevitable. It's not that, okay, the program itself is like that. This world is programmed such a way that people come together uh, and there is bodily relationships. And when the body, which is temporary and perishable, uh, perishes, yeah, or when the spirit soul leaves the body, then the separation happens. And he's saying, don't lament. In fact, he's saying the qualities of the soul in the 22nd verse, he's saying, Nityaha, Avyaya, and Shuddha. It is free from metal contamination. It is Sarvagya. It also has this potency that can go anywhere in the material or spiritual worlds and full of knowledge. Sarvavit, and it is different from the body, which is it is para. So in this way, Hiranyakashipu is teaching the highest philosophy. Why? Because he want to console, console his mother. And in this process, he's saying, don't lament because this material world is only what it can give is only bondage, entanglement. But because of the ignorance and misuse of this slight independence, the soul accepts the subtle body and the gross body, and he has to go through different 84 lakh yonis. And and then here the example he gives is a tree seems to move when reflected in moving water. The land appears to move when the ice move, but due to some material arrangements or disarrangements. So all these things are, the sun is not moving, the trees are not moving. It's actually we are moving. So these are relative. And Hiranyakashipu starts narrating a story about Saigya. He's the king of Uri Urisena. What is that? Let me see. Usinara, sorry, Ushinara. Uh, he's the king of that, and when he is dead in the battlefield, yeah, then all the queens come and lament, and the queens are saying, you know what, you are our maintainer, and if you are gone, then we are gone. You are you are very grateful husband. Why? Because we felt great friendship in you. You are always our caretaker. All these things, and in this way, they were lamenting so heavily that they didn't want that his body can be burnt. Mm. They've just got, and then comes this Yamaraj. Yamaraj is in the form of a boy. He comes and he's saying, hey, even kids are better than elders. Sometimes kids know more than elders. Of course, he's just making it, at, making such a statement so that they can become more attentive. It's not that, okay, kids know more. But here the kids is saying, hey, how it's surprising that the elderly people are lamenting for nothing. So amazed. And he's saying, we are fortunate, though we are children, very weak and unprotected. Abala, unprotected by parents. We have not been eaten by ferocious animals. The Supreme Lord who has protected us in the womb of mother will protect us everywhere. So here Yamaraj is expressing his wonder in the above two verses by comparing himself, uh, a young boy, with the queens who were much older than him. And then the soul is different from the material body, but the soul identifies with the body and the soul is separate from the body. This is all what is said. The actual person is invisible. So if you are thinking that you are lamenting for your husband, the husband is, yeah, is not what you are seeing, because what you see is just the body. Yeah? So in this way, it said the actual person, your lamentation is contradictory. Why? Because the person named Saivnya, for whom you lament, is still lying before you. You have never seen the person within the body who heard you and replied. So, why? Because there is body, there is gross body, there is subtle body, and then spiritual body, or spirit soul, we can say. Jivatma. Along with Jivatma, there is also Paramatma. Soul and super soul always are residing in the heart of every living being. And this body is made of material elements. So, the life air in the body is most important. Yet it is also not the listener or the speaker. Beyond the life air is the soul, who is the possessor of senses. The soul is directed by the super soul, the ultimate proprietor of all. In fact, we should also accept this truth that though we are in the kshetra means field, kshetra means this body, we are residing in this body, and because we are residing in this body, we are aware about everything in the body. Yeah? So we know, yeah, through eyes we can see, and at the same time through the perception we can see, okay, where is the finger, where is the toe, where is the hair, everything. So the one who is the knower of the body is called kshetrajna. Jna means knowledge, jnanam. So kshetrajna means one who knows of the field of action. So we know this body. Not only we know this body, there is also a different second kshetrajna in this body. Who is that? Super soul. Super soul also, he knows everything about us. In fact, he knows not just about this body, he knows our previous body and previous body. In this way, he knows everything. Ultimately, that kshetrajna, the super soul, is the one who is directing this body to function. This is what he says. By his own power or knowledge, the jiva accepts and gives up higher with and the lower material bodies made of 5 elements, 10 senses, and the mind. And as long as the soul is covered by the subtle body, lingan vito, he is bound to the results of his frutu karma. Karma nirbandhanam. Nibandhanam means bondage. That bondage leads to misery and a strong relationship with Maya. So this is what is the cause of lamentation, in fact. And then he's saying it is fruitless misconception to see and talk of the effects of modes as if they are permanent, just as mental concoctions, manoratha, and dreams, swapna, are insubstantial. This is what he says. And finally, Yamaraj, in the form of a boy, he is narrating to make the queens of Suyagnya uh, awaken from this illusion. He says, there's a hunter, and this hunter is so cruel hunter that, of course, he has a trick. He makes some nice food, so that the birds can come, and when they come, he put on the net, and then the birds are captured, and then he eats on that. So that's his plan, and somehow a female Kulinga bird is caught in the net, and the male Kulinga bird is crying, and then the male bird is lamenting. He's saying, "What providence is merciless? Come on." Sometimes when bad things happen to in our life, we think, what kind of providence is this? Unbearable. And Lord is doing, after all, when we are saying Lord is the in charge of everything, without his will, nothing can move. So providence means Lord is merciless. What will providence gain by putting my wife in this awkward position? Let him take me also. After all, yeah, why should I undergo this pain? Why she should undergo that pain? If both are caught up, yeah, nice, no? Doesn't matter whether we are in the net or outside the net, we both are together. Birds for each other, mate for each other. No problem. No, no, the providence is very cruel. What is the use of my living with only half body? The baby birds are helpless because, come on, they don't even have wings to fly on their own. How can I maintain these baby birds? As he was thinking, you know, while this Kulinga male bird was thinking, and this hunter shot an arrow, and this male bird also is dead. So Yagya is saying, hey, don't waste your life by lamenting for your husband who will not return. In this process, you are also forgetting that you will also die one day. Rather, make use of this life properly. Don't give up for unnecessary thing like that. Everyone was stuck and with wonder as the instructions of Yamaraj in the form of a boy. And then finally, Yamaraj disappeared, and Suyagya's relative did his funeral. And when Hiranyakashipu concluded, then his mother and his sister-in-law and everyone who were there, they also felt um, felt fine in a way, not aggrieved anymore, because they now understand, okay, why are we lamenting? After all, we are lamenting for someone who is not there. After all, the soul is not dying. When soul is not dying, Hiranyakashipu is not dead. No, it's only his body is dead, so he's still alive. So this philosophy, this is what it is called. When someone very close in our um, life leaves the world, then one goes through a terrible time because of separation, and this is called Shmashana Vairagya. And in Shmashan Vairagya, one thinks, what is the purpose of my life? Huh? How cruel is Providence? Why don't he take me also? What will I uh, get? And it's unbearable. So all these things go through. And there is someone, of course, that is the reason usually they do, what is it called? Gita part. Huh? Gita recitation. When someone leaves the world at their home, there is a special session that is organized where one is brought to a better understanding. This life is very valuable. And rather we lament for people who leave. After all, the spirit soul has come and it will go. Just like two dry grass straws come in contact for a while when they are flowing in the water, and after some time with the waves, they also move apart. Again, maybe they will have connections with some other piece of grasses or straws. So the important thing is to make best out of this worst bargain. Actually, we shouldn't have been end up in this world, but because we had the interest to enjoy, okay, what to do? We had that interest. Now we may think, let me enjoy full, and after I enjoy full, then I will go back to my spiritual world by knowing my Siddha Pranali. You know what is Siddha Pranali? By knowing my Siddha Swarup. What is my identity? What is my Swarupa? By realizing that, okay, as long as we are enjoying, as long as we are just thinking at bodily level, which is temporary, we will be in the cycle of birth and death. Rather, one should come out of this. One should understand the purpose of this body is that the soul can engage in karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. Through this process of yoga, one is connecting and serving the Lord, and through this process, one is making the best out of this worst bargain. Saying so, finally, Hiranyaksha's funeral rites were performed, and after this, now Hiranyakashipu's focus turns to destroy Lord Vishnu. For that, he starts his plans in a big scale. This is what we will read tomorrow. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any thoughts or questions? I think we have a few minutes in case there's something. Anyone want to share anything also? By the way, Shivani Mataji, I don't know. Are you able to follow or is it still hi-fi?
No, now I'm able to follow Guruji.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the beautiful narration and the detailed explanation.
Mhm.
Prabhuji,
Thank you.
so Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, as we know, like they are not like ordinary Jivatma or any impious soul. So they
Mhm.
just took birth in this demon family just because the curse of Chatuskumar and the agreement with Lord Vishnu that they will take 3 births in demon family.
Mhm.
So is it the reason that in spite of having this demoniac nature, Hiranyakashipu is so much intelligent with this philosophy of and everything that he could console his mother and sister-in-law, I mean sister brother's wife and everything.
Um, Maybe can you say, summarize your question once?
The question is that even after having a demoniac lineage taking born taking born in this taking birth in
Mhm.
this demon family, but as they were not normal uh, jivatma or any impious soul,
Mhm.
his philosophical understanding, intelligence
Mhm.
were so deep, and he could understand that uh, uh, this is the nature of life, and we should not lament around
Actually,
all this grief.
actually, mm, as I said in the seventh chapter, seventh canto, we get to know or understand there is Asura Varnashrama and Daivi Varnashrama system. Which means in Asura Varnashrama also we can see there is this following of people, but the interest is self-interest. In Daiva Varnashrama system, the interest is about satisfying the Lord, or at least not self-interest only. Yeah. So we can see Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Yeah. And of course there is Brahmanas. And also when Hiranyakashipu was ruling, they were also Brahmanas. It's not that there were no Brahmanas. And we are telling about in Sati Yuga, Brahmanas definitely have some qual qualities, right?
Mhm.
So it's not that we are saying, hey, maybe you're asking this question because maybe usually our understanding is Rakshasa means his only purpose is man-eating or, all these things, and he's uneducated, countryless brute. Hmm?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the fact. Here we are talking about Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, where it is, even if we say in Mahabharata, in case Duryodhan, of course, he had his good qualities, but he was more covered by bad qualities. It's not that, oh, Duryodhana means he is the one who is having all the bad qualities. It is predominated by bad qualities. He is predominated by mode of passion. Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
So, and here we are talking about king. He is not ordinary, na? Hiranyakashipu is the king. Raja Bhanjana. He is killed by Narsingadev when we are singing the Suti. So definitely he is a king, and he will also has his royal order. He also has his guru. As I said, the Varnashram system is there.
Okay. So he is the Brahman of the demoniac race.
Yes. No, he
That's
is
why he.
Kshatriya anyway, but I'm saying he will have his guru, yeah, Chanda and Amarka, Sukracharya.
Mm,
Sukracharya is even greater than Brihaspati in one way. So
okay.
he learned all Niti Shastra. In fact, he will ask Prahlad, go and learn, right?
Mm,
But what do they teach? They teach dharma, artha, kama, not moksha.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
yeah. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
What Hiranyakashipu was suggesting to his family members, one should
Uh-huh.
not cry if one leaves the body, because one is
Mhm.
not the body, the soul. But we also see that in the devotee or Vaishnava culture, also we see that if one passes,
Mhm.
then also one cries. and also in
Yeah,
the material platform also the crying
yeah,
is there.
yeah,
Um, is there any difference
yeah,
between that or?
yeah, yeah. So for everything, yes. Why? Because when a devotee leaves the world, it's a big loss. Just imagine you are losing a very important friend in your life. First thing is you don't anymore have your personal counseling or personal association of the person. Yeah. And the second thing is also an opportunity that you can render service to the Vaishnavas is also gone. It's a big loss to the world and shouldn't we lament for that? Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Now you may say, hey, come on. In normal mundane dealings also the same thing, na? For example, husband or the head of the family is gone.
Mm,
So then everything is gone for them, huh? Right?
yes.
Yeah, we are not talking about when he is not a devotee, that loss is temporary. Temporary loss, temporary gain. What is so big? Anyway, that is supposed to happen. For some time you got profit and sometime you will have loss. But losing a devotee's association is, yeah, it's a permanent loss. Now the question is coming, oh, okay, I can't do Vani Vapu Seva, I can do Vani Seva, right? Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, but yeah, there is definitely still a lot of difference, right?
Yeah.
When the person is there and how you can associate, how you can seek guidance, how you can give guidance depending on position, that's no more there.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So we can say that on material level, the loss is on material platform, and
Yes.
in a spiritual in Vaishnava culture, the loss is on spiritual platform.
Just think about losing a sorry, losing a silver chain and no, sorry, losing an iron chain and losing a black diamond.
Hmm.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Now, the more and more the iron will, right, what will happen to the value of iron? Whereas, what is the value of a diamond?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's why when a Vaishnava passes away, when he's leaving the world, of course, for him it's just a change of body. But for us, it's absence of his association. Whatever we want to, whatever we can benefit, whatever we can do, serve him, learn from him, everything is, yeah, the world is changing all upside down for some time. Ye anilo prema dhana, karuna prachura. Yeah, you know this song, na?
Yes,
Huh?
Prabhuji, I know.
No, no, Prabhuji.
Yeah, just share it. Yeah, I will share this link in the chat. These are the feelings of devotees when a devotee leaves the world. Yeah, yeah, you can open. This is the lamentation due to separation from the Lord and his associates. This is what his Viraha Janita Vilapa. He anilo prema dhana karuna pracho Eno Prabhu ko tagila Acharya Thakur Kamura Swarup Rupa Kasanatana Kadasa Raghunatha Patita Pavana Kamora Bhatta Yuga कहाँ कबीराजा एक काले कोता गेला गोरनाथ राजा भाषाने कुटीब माथा अनले पसीबो गौरांगा गुनेरा निधी कोता गेले पाबो से सब संगीरा संगे ये कोयलो बिलास से संगा न पाया कांदे नरोत्तम दास.
Yes, very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, so here he is expressing his feelings. Yeah, Narottam Das Thakur. See, he's saying, being unable to obtain the association of Lord Gauranga, accompanied by all of these devotees, in whose association he performed his pastimes, Narottam Das simply weeps. Yeah, that's what we miss, the association of great devotees. Hare Krishna. Okay, Panchakalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavane Vaishnavebhyo namo. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, जय गौर. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
much. Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
much.
हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण.